They couldn't stop the outside world contacting the Syrian refugees in their care, so Turkish authorities in Hatay decided to wrap the camp perimeter in plastic to hide the residents. But the refugees had other ideas. From behind the enclosure, voices raised, invoking the name of the man whose government is still trying to lock them away.
These refugees won't be silenced, but they're thanking the Turkish government. They're calling out the name of Turkish Prime Minister Erdogan, and they're saying to me, thank you for helping us, Turkey.
Now the human consequences of Syria's crackdown on its popular uprising are spilling over neighbour Turkey's border. The Turkish Prime Minister is stepping away from his close friend, the Syrian president.
I spoke to President Bashar al-Assad 4 or 5 days ago. I spoke openly and told him that he's underestimating the situation. President Assad and especially his brother Mahir are not acting humanely. Just imagine, they killed so many people and then released videos of it. These pictures are so horrific that they're difficult to digest. Because of all this, the UN must start to act. And given all this, Turkey cannot defend what Syria is doing.
Turkey can see what Syria is doing because Syrian casualties are filling local hospitals. We had to smuggle a camera in to record the interview. This man is in a critical state, shot 3 times on his way back from a funeral in Jazeera al-Shughour, he says, by Syrian military intelligence.
They were waiting for us, like an ambush. When we arrived at a certain spot, they just appeared. The people didn't kill outright. They beat them till they died. We had no guns, no arms, nothing in our hands.
He had another story to relate of a man he and his friends say they'd caught a few days before in his hometown.
He couldn't speak any Arabic. He was placed to spy on us, report on us to the authorities. Eventually we got him to talk and discovered he was from Iran. We believe the government has brought in many Iranians, but most of them have been sent to Damascus and Aleppo.
Syria has been a closed, controlled society for many years. With the flight of its citizens to Turkey, some able to speak openly for the first time, there are many more stories beginning to emerge. Anita McNaught, Al Jazeera, on the Turkey-Syria border, Yayladagi.
Let's just show you some of the flashpoints within Syria that have been blowing up over the past week or so. According to the latest reports, Syrian helicopters have been opening fire in protests in the northwestern town of Maarat al-Numaan.Jisr al-Shughour has also seen a lot of violence in the past week. There was a reported mutiny there within the army itself. And protests also reported and gunshots heard in the suburbs of Damascus on Friday. Well, speaking to Al Jazeera, Syria's government spokesperson, Reem Haddad, said armed groups have been responsible for all this violence.
I will tell you who I think they are. I think a lot of these people sort of have an Islamic nature, let's say. As you know, Syria is a mosaic. It's made of many ethnicities living together in harmony. A lot very different from Lebanon and very different from Iraq because we have been able to keep this harmony. Now, unfortunately, this mosaic is beginning to break up because at the end of the day, I mean, if you have what happened in Jazeera English, with families made to abandon the places where they have lived for many years, just due to the fact that they belong to a certain sect, then, you know, where are we heading? So I cannot comment on what Mr. Erdogan said, although to me it has come as a bit of a surprise. Let us bear in mind that there are coming elections for Mr. Erdogan on Sunday, and maybe there is a particular agenda that he is serving. I do not know.